All right guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna install our diffs. Well, we're gonna assemble our differentials, front and rear. These ones are not bad. I actually like these. I do like the TT-01 versions better because they have metal gears. So on these, you know, you have it's like a 4-gear setup. But it's all plastic. I wouldn't say that I have noticed anything. I have not actually broken any of the diffs, but just having the metal ones, I kind of felt like I had a little more reassurance with trying to mess around and do some upgrades. So as far as upgrades for the diffs, you can definitely get oil-filled diffs over these if you wanted to. But something else you can do if you didn't want to buy a different differential are different ones too. So you can get the oil-filled differential, or you can get a one-way differential, or you can get a spool where it's just a two-way differential, pretty much locked. So you can get all three of those as options. So now let's go back to what can we do with this differential. And there's a couple things. You could try to make it a little more refined. I've heard of people taking some sandpaper and going over things and making sure it was as, I guess, polished as possible. I've heard of that being to somebody's advantage before. The thing that I usually look for with these is, since I'm going to be putting a grease in there, I usually go for something that's lighter or heavier depending on what I'm trying to achieve. So for the rear, as a matter of fact, for most of the cars, I usually just put white lithium grease just as a baseline. Assemble the diffs, grab white lithium grease, and we'll throw that in there. Now, if I wanted to change the performance, if I was looking to have a little more control over the front, especially out of corner exit, then I would increase the thickness of the grease. So I would just change the grease. So I would use the Tamiya anti-wear grease, or I think there's another Tamiya grease. It might be the same, but it comes in a little blue cap with a white base, so you can use that. I actually use the whole thing in the front differential if I'm going to use that, but nonetheless, that's just making it tighter. It's making it closer to the spool. You know, I'm stiffening it up. I'm making it harder for it to turn either direction. I've found that for my driving, I like to have the spool up front or thicker grease, and then lighter grease in the rear, but still grease though. I don't like it to be completely open. Some drivers do like it to be completely open. For me, I find that it causes me to spin out more. I'm sure that's the driver problem, but in any case, how I build the cars and how I perform best as of this moment is to have the lithium grease in the rear starting out, and then I can service that as I go to kind of keep it a little more consistent. So we'll go ahead and assemble the diff case, so that'll go together. Something else you could look at this stage as far as upgrades too is your bushings. You're gonna have your brass bushings that go on your differentials there that will mount in the chassis, but you can also upgrade those to ball bearings as well, and that'll give you a bit of performance too. Anything pretty much to reduce the rolling resistance and keep the car able to maneuver and flow as easily as possible. That transition from throttle to braking, or your drag brake is another great example of where this will come in a lot, especially on turn-in, corner turn-in. So there's other options that I would stay away from as well for the diffs. I would stay away from the metal ones that are completely metal. I think they're steel, actually. Are they steel? They're not steel. The output gear is steel. I've seen that. Actually no, I think it is steel. Have you seen those? Or I'll try to put a picture up. But there's a diff that is they're anodized red and blue as well, but they're metal, and those things they're cool. They're very cool. If you're working on just a project build or something maybe you want to really increase the durability of your project, you could do something like that. But as far as building it with the intent to race, you know, now that I think about it, there might be some advantages. The biggest one I can see is weight. If you wanted to specifically increase the weight in the front or the rear of the car, you could do that. I would not do both. I would not do both. As a matter of fact, I'm testing that right now. I built a car that has all metal drivetrain with the disc that I'm talking about. It kind of sounds like an Arma a little bit, but you know, it rips, and you know, I can bash with it. I have not taken it out to the track, and I do think it's quite a bit heavier than a normal build, but the scale says it's close. It doesn't feel close when you're picking them up one you know, side by side, but when you put them on the scale, there's not that big a difference. I'll try to get those numbers and post those up as well, so we can review that. But keep an eye out for extra content like that. Extra videos are going to be coming up. So that's all I really have for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.